Hello, my name is Harry Olivar, and today I'll be talking to you about flexible working hours and the gig economy. Now, you might be asking me, Harry, what are some of the benefits of having a flexible working hour system? And the benefits are many, and there are benefits to both the traditional working system and the gig economy. Now, these benefits include workers being able to choose their own hours, which leads to a greater degree of worker satisfaction. It allows people to work around the clock. It leads to a greater work-life balance because people are able to choose what times they go in. Sometimes you have to pick the kids up, so you can't do it that day at 3 o'clock. You need to start working at 4, and that's okay. So you have your own time, and because of that, it leads to a better degree of a better relationship with the worker and the employer. What is the gig economy? The gig economy is a market economy where people work short-term jobs. Now, these jobs, workers can choose their own schedule. The CEO will give a list of tasks that they want the workers to complete. You have to pick up Joe and you have to take him somewhere. That's Uber, for instance. You have to pick up Susie's snack and take it to her house. That's DoorDash. And these companies have frankly been revolutionary. They have changed the whole game, and they have really disrupted the traditional working system. And this is a good thing. Now, while it might hurt the kind of system in the short term, it's going to be a good change in the long term. It's going to lead to a lot of innovation, and it's going to be good for all of us. But like any good change, there is some pain involved. The typical working environment. As I mentioned earlier, the gig economy isn't our whole economy. There is still a traditional working environment. This traditional working environment is working 40 hours per week, 5 days a week. Usually this is Monday through Friday. Now, the gig economy and having workers have a more flexible work schedule allows people to work Sunday or Saturday. And I believe that this is a good change because it's kind of arbitrary, and it's kind of our Western concept that, people should be working every day. They should be able to produce. Yes, they should have rest days, but those days don't necessarily have to be Saturday or Sunday. One could be Saturday, one could be Wednesday. It's kind of nice for me to have a Wednesday off, so I take a break, I can do my laundry. COVID has changed everything. COVID has made people work at home. It is a pandemic that has led to millions of deaths around the world. It has led to millions of people being sick in our country. COVID has hurt the economy. Many people have lost their jobs about COVID. Many people have decided not to return to their own jobs. Now, this is partially because employers, I believe it was, all right, next slide, my stat here says, among executives surveyed, 71% said they would work in the office at least 3 days. 63% of non-executives said they go in often, but only 75% of executives said they will be willing to work 3 days or more, and only 36% of employees. And you can obviously see that there is a huge divide between executives and the workers. And working at home has kind of granted the average person a greater degree of autonomy over their own schedule. And working in an office, they have more control over you. And you don't have as much freedom to be able to choose your own schedule, to be able to chart your own path. And I believe that allowing people to have this freedom will make them better workers because they'll feel more enthusiastic about their jobs and they'll be able to contribute more to the company. Now, when we talk about working at home, there's a very interesting concept called right to unplug. Now, with working at home, employers do want to be able to message people in the off time. But you do have the understandable desire of the employee to be able to be like, hey, I'm having dinner with my family, I'm trying to, take my kid to the baseball game. I don't necessarily want to have to answer my work emails all the time. I tell you from my own personal experience, my father is always on his phone answering emails. Now, I understand that, it's very important for his job, but, it does reduce his presence at some family events. We'll be at a movie and he'll have to text his boss on his phone, and I get that, but at the same time, it does make him less present in the situation. People do want to be with their families. So we need to decide the proper balance between having the employer's right to reach out to an employee and ask them, hey, maybe I need you to work a few more hours this week. What times are available for you? And the employee's natural desire to want to be able to determine their own path and to be able to be like, look, I can't work this time. I have something going on. So this is my project on the gig economy. As you can see, the gig economy has revolutionized the whole system. Working from home has done too, and we are in the middle of this great change. Now we do have to decide, such as the right to unplug, what are the proper things we want to make rules for this change, what kind of new regulations should the government implement. In Spain and Portugal, they have made rules protecting the right to unplug, but in the United States, they have not. Well, what rules should we implement to protect the employee and benefit employer? Thank you for listening to my presentation. It's Harry Oliphant.